The promise of the Western world was built on a simple idea that talent and hard work would give you a seat at the table. But as the channel Moon recently exposed in a viral investigation, that table has been moved behind a velvet rope. Today, entertainment, finance, and technology have transformed into a rotting aristocracy. It is no longer about what you know or how hard you grind. It is about whose blood flows through your veins. We are witnessing the rise of a tight-knit club where superstar parents hand fame and fortune down to their children, while the rest of us are left to fight for the scraps of a dying economy. Welcome back to Broken Economy. I am Ren. I am driving through the exclusive coastal corridors of Southern California today. Look at these mansions perched on the cliffs. From this dashcam, they look like monuments to achievement, but behind these steel gates, the gears of the Nepo economy are turning in total silence. Moon showed you the faces of the Nepo babies. Today, I am going to show you the bank account of the system that keeps them there. We are going to connect the dots between Hollywood's hereditary monarchy and the reality of the silent harvest. Why are you paying $8 for gas in San Diego, while the children of the elite play at being chefs and photographers? This is not just a video about celebrity gossip. This is a 20-minute deep dive investigation into the structural liquidation of the American middle class. If you want to understand why the ladder of opportunity has been officially pulled up and why your $100,000 salary in 2026 is being harvested to fund the brand building of the elite, stay with me. We are going to talk about the death of the American dream and the rise of a permanent neo-feudalist renting class. Let us start with the illusion of effort. Moon showed us Brooklyn Beckham, a young man who claims to be a professional chef because he can put ketchup on an egg. To the working person, this is a joke, but to the system, it is a symptom of a deeper cancer. In a broken economy, branding has replaced skill. If you have the right surname, the system will manufacture a career for you out of thin air. They will buy you the restaurants. They will hire the PR firms to write your narrative, and they will tell the world you earned it through discipline. But look at the reality for the person delivering the groceries to those restaurants. Look at the thousands of independent chefs who spend 20 years in a kitchen just to keep their lights on. They have the discipline. They have the skill. But in 2026, the algorithm has decided that their labor is a mere cost to be minimized, while the Nepo baby's existence is an asset to be leveraged. We are living in a two-track world. One track is for the legacy families who own the resources, and the other is for the rest of us who are being metered for our every movement. Moon mentioned the Kardashians and their infamous lectures on working hard. It is a special kind of cognitive dissonance. Kim Kardashian tells the world to get up and work, while her entire platform was built on the back of inherited fame and a carefully managed financial cycle. This is the logic of the silent harvest. They want you to believe that the reason you are struggling to pay your utility bill in San Diego is because you are not working hard enough. They want you to ignore the fact that the money supply has been doubled by the central banks to protect the asset bubble of the elite, while your purchasing power has been systematically liquidated. Look at the housing market I am driving past right now. Moon talked about the Smiths and the Kardashians building dynasties. These dynasties are not just in entertainment, they are in real estate. They are in the private equity firms that are buying up your neighborhoods. These families do not need you to own a home. They need you to be a recurring revenue stream. They need you to pay the interest on their debt while they pass down billions in tax-free assets to their children. This is the Cantillon effect in its final form. Those closest to the source of the printed money, the connected, the famous, the elite get to buy the world before the inflation they created destroys your savings. When Lily Rose Depp says that becoming a doctor is the same as being a Nepo baby actor, she is revealing the total disconnection of the 2026 elite. A doctor has to pass exams. A doctor has to keep people alive. But in the modern economy, the top tier has decoupled reward from risk. They can fail upwards indefinitely. They can release a $30 million movie that bombs at the box office, and their father will simply buy them a directorial debut next summer. Meanwhile, for the average person in San Diego, if you miss one insurance payment or one car note, the automated system repossesses your livelihood. The elite have built a world where they are immune to the consequences of mediocrity, while you are punished for the crime of being average. The system is rigged to ensure that wealth never leaves the bloodline. This is what we call the consolidation of capital. It is why the gap between the top 1% and the rest of us has become a canyon. They are using the energy crisis, the housing crisis, and the AI revolution to clear the accounts of the middle class. While they lecture you about your carbon footprint from the back of a Rolls-Royce, they are preparing their children to be the managers of the new automated world. Moon's video hit a nerve because people are waking up to the unfairness of the 2026 reality. They are tired of being lectured about discipline by people who have never had to worry about a rent increase. They are tired of seeing mediocre talent celebrated while actual creativity is buried under a mountain of corporate risk aversion. But the liquidation goes deeper than Hollywood. It is in your bank account. It is in the hidden taxes on your food. It is in the fact that your hard-earned data is being used to train the very AI agents that will eventually replace your job. We are living through a final clearing. The Nepo Babies are the face of the new aristocracy, but the engine is the broken economy. Think about Jaden and Willow Smith. They talk about being above time and making time go slow. This is not just celebrity weirdness, it is a manifestation of the luxury of security. When you never have to check a bank balance, when you never have to wonder if you will be evicted, time does feel different. For the worker in San Diego, time is a predator. Time is what stands between you and the next bill. But for the elite, time is a canvas. They are floating through a holographic reality because the system has insulated them from the physical costs of life. They want you distracted by the Nepo baby drama so you do not look at the debt. They want you arguing about whether a sandwich was well made so you do not notice that the cost of that sandwich has tripled because of the currency devaluation. The mainstream media will focus on the gossip, but the real story is the transfer of wealth. Hollywood is just the PR department for the global aristocracy. They sell you the dream of meritocracy, while they practice the reality of dynastic rule. Look at the storefronts I am passing. More for lease signs. More empty chairs. These are the victims of a system that favors the connected over the competent. When a studio spends $30 million on a Nepo Babies debut film instead of $31 million films from new creators, they are making a bet on safety over talent. They want predictable brands because the economy is too fragile for real innovation. We are becoming a society of sequels and reboots because the elites are too afraid to let go of the ladder. If you have a $100,000 salary in 2026, you are the new working poor. You are working 60 hours a week to pay for a lifestyle that was considered basic 30 years ago. The silent harvest is taking your time and giving it to those who already have too much of it. The Nepo economy is not just about who gets to be famous, it is about who gets to own the future. I am going to keep driving these streets. I am going to keep showing you the physical evidence of this harvest, because the truth is not in a fashion campaign or a scripted reality show. The truth is in the price of gas, the empty storefronts, and the silence of a neighborhood that can no longer afford to live. The dynasties are building their walls, but we are the ones who see the cracks. Go to the comments right now. Tell me if you feel the ladder being pulled up in your own industry. Tell me what you see in your city that proves the meritocracy is dead. We are building a map of the truth here at Broken Economy. We are the 404 resistance. We see the gears behind the curtain. Subscribe to stay awake. I am Ren. I will see you on the next street.